I've recently spoken with multiple potential high-performing people who say they feel stuck and unable to move forward with something that they've been yearning to do or accomplish for years. These are smart, capable, and competent people who rightfully could accomplish almost anything that they set their mind to, but for some reason, when they begin to make progress, they soon either regress back or they just talk themselves out of trying at all. I'm talking about self-sabotage. And not just any self-sabotage, sabotaging ourselves in areas that really do matter. In this video, we'll discover what's at the core of self-sabotaging behaviors, or the isms as I like to call them, and what you can do to change it and get past it. First, I think it's safe to say that we've all experienced self-sabotage, and this could be something like talking yourself out of exercising that day, or finishing a work project that's due at the end of the week, but you procrastinate a little bit, choosing an easier option at the moment only to sacrifice the long-term success or fulfillment and even possible security. Forbes online magazine says the behaviors that sabotage success fall into 4 key categories: in our relationships with ourselves, others, the world, and our higher selves. The sad truth is, the vast majority of people don't realize that they're destroying their chances of success and happiness. And if you ask Google, common types of self-sabotage involve procrastination, perfectionism, relationships, work, finances, time, and change, or maybe not changing. In the past, as a business owner and in the corporate world, I saw so many situations where this was as obvious as it could be. Seeing somebody make poor choices plays out like a movie with a bad plot. I once worked with a man who clearly had a drinking problem and wanted to live the high life. He was incredibly talented and a natural leader for sure, really a standout in any crowd. He had some real successes, but it was always followed by pitfalls and letdowns. And over time, things just seemed to get worse. When negative things would happen, there was always someone to blame. I'm sure it was obvious to those around him, but he just couldn't see it. Eventually, he lost everything. By the way, that man was me not that long ago. Having a drinking problem is not the only way to self-sabotage. In fact, I now believe that the more subtle forms of self-sabotage can be even worse than the big ones, because we can rationalize and justify these for a long time, while secretly getting further and further from our goal and maybe never even going for it. I once heard a man talk about the isms, ISM being an acronym for I sabotage myself. He said attitudes like skepticism, sarcasm, cynicism, perfectionism, absurdism, materialism, intellectualism. The list can go on here, but all these attitudes have a negative effect on our life, and that having and holding on to these attitudes are one surefire way to have a life of roadblocks. They get in the way and block out new options and keep us from starting something new. Is there a time and a place to be skeptical? Of course there is, but you have to learn to recognize when it's getting in the way. You can do this by learning to ask more questions. For example, when the brain screams it must be perfect, maybe ask, well, can I at least start? Or when the absurdist says, oh, what's the difference? None of it matters anyway. Ask, is it possible that it might matter to somebody in my life, like that I work with or that I love? When the cynic says, that'll never work, ask, what can I learn from at least trying? The point is here, the first step to stopping self-sabotage is not allowing your default settings to talk you out of trying in the first place. The next layer is other people's opinions. I made a whole video on this that I'll put up in the corner here that you can view after this video, but if you're gonna stop self-sabotaging, you must quiet the voices that tell you that you can't do this because your family, your friends, your coworkers, your whoever won't approve. This doesn't mean that you become an asshole to people around you and that you don't care about their feelings. What this means is that if there is something that you believe is good for you and good for your future, that you get started in that direction, even if you're surrounded by naysayers. Now remember, the people around you are scared too, and you might be actually that beacon of light that they've been needing to try to go after something that they've been wanting to go after. Most people are surrounded by people that hold them back, not on purpose. It's just because they're just used to being that way. Finally, take baby steps. Yes, I know it's trendy to say, take massive action. And it sounds great from the stage, and I said it as a speaker for many years, but I've really changed my mind about that. You can begin by taking some action, even 10 minutes per day in the beginning at whatever the thing is. You'll build momentum, and 10 minutes will turn into more time. It's just kind of how it works, and you'll be less likely to burn out this way. Ask yourself questions like, what are some ways that I can start moving in this direction? Again, baby steps. When I wanted to create this channel, I simply started with a list of topics that I had some interest in and felt like I could teach. Then I turned that writing and list into a first script, then 12 scripts, and that built some steam. Now, is this channel anywhere even close to the goal yet? Not even a little bit. However, I'm taking daily actions and just staying on the journey. And this way, if you fall off, it's not the end of the world. You can just start again. Hey folks, if you like this video, check out the one I've got posted on the screen here. This is a goal setting workshop. It's laid out exactly the way Tony Robbins teaches goal setting. And if you're trying to get started on something, one of the best possible things that you can do is create a priority list or to put these goals in order. Anyway, in that video, I show you exactly how to do that. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one.